Welcome back, everyone. If you're aiming for top marks, and I mean those top-tier A-star bands in your Cambridge AS and A-level accounting exams, specifically Paper 2, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we are cracking open an exclusive look into the examiner's playbook. We're going to deconstruct the exact theoretical frameworks and conceptual foundations that Cambridge examiners are actively looking for when they grade your papers. We'll be looking at how you can practically demonstrate mastery over fundamental accounting principles, rather than just regurgitating a textbook. So, grab a coffee, get ready to take some serious mental notes, because we are going straight to the source material. We're unlocking exactly how top-performing students achieve those notoriously difficult high marks. 15%. I want you to really let that number sink in for a second. That is roughly the percentage of your total marks in Paper 2 that rely entirely on your grasp of just 4 foundational concepts. We're talking about the big 4 here: business entity, historic cost, money measurement, and going concern. The sheer weight of that 15% tells us something crucial. These concepts aren't just minor vocabulary words that you can memorize the night before and then instantly forget. No way. They are the architectural pillars of your entire exam performance. You literally cannot afford to lose these marks if you want a top grade.
Okay, here is our highly strategic roadmap for today's explainer. Number 1, the 15% core. Number 2, the method mark strategy. Number 3, critical evaluation and analysis. And finally, number 4, the top 3 examiner traps, so you can avoid the exact pitfalls that catch out thousands of candidates every single year. Let's dive right in.
Section 1. The 15% core. Look, top-performing students don't just memorize these 4 principles. They master them so deeply that they can confidently transfer their understanding to completely unfamiliar, highly complex business contexts that the examiners throw at them. Let's start with business entity. This is the strict, non-negotiable principle that a business and its owner are treated as 2 completely separate entities for accounting purposes. So, the absolutely crucial point here is that personal transactions of the owner, like say buying a personal car or paying for a family holiday, must never ever be mixed with the transactions of the business. The principal examiner reports constantly send out a massive warning flag about this. They note that candidates consistently confuse key terminology related to this exact principle. If you don't clearly define the business as a separate entity in your extended responses, examiners are going to immediately spot a lack of conceptual depth. So always define your terms before deploying them in your analytical arguments.
Moving on to our second core principle, historic cost. This is the standard practice of recording assets at their original purchase price, completely ignoring whatever their current market value might be today. Now, you might be wondering, why do examiners care so much about this? Why not just use the current value? Well, because precise definitions like historic cost build the exact theoretical architecture you need to score those high marks. It proves to the examiner that you understand accounting isn't just about guessing what a building or a piece of machinery is worth today. No matter how much a business owner might want to inflate their balance sheet, it relies on systematic, highly verifiable, objective evidence. When you can explain in your exam why historic cost is used, specifically to maintain reliability and objectivity, you're showing that advanced, causal reasoning that the Cambridge syllabus strictly demands. Next up is a real game changer: money measurement. It's the concept that only transactions that can be objectively expressed in monetary terms actually make it into the accounting records. If you can't put a reliable financial value on it, like for instance, incredible employee morale, a highly experienced management team, or a brilliant brand reputation, it just doesn't go in the books. Now, here is where you can scoop up serious marks. Examiners actively reward candidates who can logically connect this limitation to other areas of the syllabus. For example, if an essay question asks you to evaluate a company's overall health, a top-tier student will explicitly point out that the financial statements are fundamentally limited because of this money measurement concept. Making cross-topic connections like that is an absolute goldmine for extra marks.
Our final core concept is going concern. This is the foundational assumption that a business will simply continue to operate indefinitely into the foreseeable future. Basically, there's no immediate intention or need to liquidate the business or shut down operations. Understanding this is absolutely critical for evaluating the quality of financial evidence. Think about it for a second. If the going concern assumption is broken, say a company is about to go bankrupt, the historic cost concept we just talked about goes right out the window. Why? Because those assets would suddenly need to be valued at whatever cash they could quickly generate in a desperate fire sale, not what they originally cost. Do you see how these concepts interlock? When you write an answer that demonstrates that level of connected conceptual understanding, you are thinking exactly like a Cambridge examiner. Section 2. The Method Mark Strategy.
All right, before we break down this absolutely crucial methodology, I need to pause for a quick second. If you are serious about mastering these Cambridge exams and unlocking those top-tier grades, make sure you hit that subscribe button for ACE the Exams, IGCSE, O, and A levels, and turn on all notifications. We drop high-level Cambridge breakthrough strategies like this every single week, and you really don't want to miss them. Okay, back to the strategy. Cambridge examiners don't just care about your final calculated answer. They highly reward your working process. Let me walk you step by step through the foolproof methodology you need to tackle complex exam questions and secure maximum process points. Step 1. Deconstruct the question. What exactly are the command words asking you to do? Step 2. Extract only the relevant data from the stimulus materials. Step 3. Select your analytical framework. Ask yourself, which accounting concept applies here? Step 4. Execute your calculations with incredibly clear notation. Step 5. Rigorously verify those results. And Step 6. Present your final answer using the correct terminology. The source material emphasizes that presentation follows strict conventions. If you skip steps or if you just scribble down a final number without showing your clear notation and proper headings, you are literally leaving precious method marks on the table. Show your work, do it clearly, and do it systematically.
Section 3. Critical Evaluation and Analysis. This is exactly where you separate yourself from the average candidate and push into those elite grading bands. The Cambridge Assessment Framework overwhelmingly prioritizes analytical depth over superficial breadth. Notice the stark difference here. On one side, a superficial answer just lists basic definitions. The candidate might know what business entity means, sure, but they never actually link it to the specific business scenario given in the exam prompt. It's just a factual data dump. Now, look at the top-tier answer. This candidate doesn't just define, they critically evaluate the quality of the evidence. They identify strict limitations, maybe explicitly pointing out the flaws of using historic cost during a period of high inflation. They look at the assumptions being made and apply the core concepts directly to the context. They don't just state the rules, they use evidence-based reasoning to analyze how those rules affect the business's real-world conclusions. That right there is the secret sauce. That is how you unlock the highest possible scoring bands.
Section 4. Top 3 Examiner Traps.
We have dug deep into the principal examiner reports, and I'm telling you, they are practically begging candidates to stop making these 3 specific mistakes. Trap number 1, using the wrong approach for the context. This happens all the time when a candidate sees a familiar keyword, completely panics, and dumps everything they've ever memorized about a concept without pausing to check if it actually answers the specific command word in the question. Trap number 2, forgetting formatting, presentation, and headings. The examiners explicitly state that practical application develops professional skills. If your presentation doesn't use appropriate formats, like proper T accounts or clear statement structures and correct terminology, you will absolutely lose marks, no matter how flawless your underlying math is. And trap number 3, providing answers that lack specific context. Generic copy-pasted textbook answers simply do not score well. You must be relentlessly specific to the exact data and the unique business scenario provided in that specific exam paper. As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a powerful summary drawn directly from the examiner insights. Top-scoring candidates demonstrate evaluative thinking by questioning assumptions, considering different perspectives, and justifying decisions with evidence. That is your ultimate mandate right there. It is not just about knowing the textbook definitions of historic cost or going concern, it's about deploying those definitions as sharp analytical tools to solve complex problems. Apply this rigorous standard to your next past paper practice, and I promise you will see a massive difference in your results. So I'll leave you with this provocative thought. Are you just memorizing accounting rules, or are you actually learning how to think like an examiner? If you want to keep thinking like an examiner and crush your next paper, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for ACE the Exams, IGCSE, O, and A levels. Turn on that notification bell for more proven exam hacks, and drop a comment below with your exact target grade. Keep evaluating, stay strategic, and I will catch you in the next explainer.